All right, guys. Well, here they are. This is the Samsung Galaxy S21's cameras. This is a camera review for the Samsung Galaxy S21. Now, this is in fact the front camera on the Galaxy S21. I think I really like the footage coming from this. Now, there is no. I made sure everything was turned off, tones and any kind of filters, because by default, most of my Samsung phones come with those filters on. But with this video, I tried to get them all turned off like I do every time I flip on the camera and make sure this is just the footage coming from the device. So this phone shoots in 4K 60 on the front and the rear. It also shoots on 8K on the rear. And so I think that's impressive. Maybe I'll do an 8K video. People don't really use 8K, so it's kind of pointless. You can only watch it on a computer or an 8K screen, and it's upscaling on a computer screen if you don't have an 8K monitor, which most people don't. So I wanted to go ahead and test out these cameras, and I think I like how it looks for a vlog right now. Just a little bit of artificial lighting just to get it a little bit brighter in here. But it is daytime, so I could open this window. You can kind of see the shadow back there on the wall from the light shining through. But we'll try to close that out. You still see a little bit of shadow, but there is natural sunlight I could use. But sometimes artificial light works a lot better because I can get in situations where you can really see more detail for certain things. So let's switch it over to the rear. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the photos that I've taken. Same photos I always take around the house, so let's take a look. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is footage from the front camera, some photos, and now this is the rear camera, closing out the video on this rear camera. We're gonna actually talk about the Ultra for a second also, but first, this camera. Now, I watched the footage to play back. Now, I think what I've learned nowadays is that, remember what Sony did back in the day with the X8 Ultra? I still got mine. Remember how good that front camera was and it had OIS and the rear camera didn't? Or they were focusing on vlogs and things like that. And I think that's definitely what Samsung's doing. While this rear camera footage looks good, I think the front camera actually looks pretty dope. I think it does. I'm impressed. Um, I'm really impressed with the front camera. And I get a viewfinder and it's 4K 60. So there's a lot to like about vlogging with the Samsung S21 devices, especially the S20 cameras, folks. Garbage. They were garbage. I've said that a million times. They were freaking horrible. I got my S20 for free, thank goodness, because I traded it for $800 to get my Z Fold 2. However, man, the S20. If you have an S20, I would say if you're into cameras, you could just switch over to the S21. I personally feel like these cameras heavily beat up on the S20's cameras from my experience. There are some people that said the S20 Ultra and the S20 and S21, or excuse me, S20 line, I'll just say the S20 line, had fantastic cameras, and I think they were trash. I think they got beat up by phones that were $100. I think they were just that bad. But with the right lighting, okay, they could be okay, but every time I tested the S20's cameras, I was completely disappointed. Except for the Note 20 line is fantastic. But the S21 for sure in the camera department, and in my humble opinion and experience and real first-hand use, the S21 is a serious upgrade in the camera department from the S20. So if you're a photo taker or a videographer type person, or you just like doing videos, and if you want, not even about specs and all that, so like internal processors and RAM, no, just cameras alone, I think that's a huge reason to switch out and trade in your S20 for this device, because they're going to give you a lot of money for your S20. So I think you probably should just take advantage of it. It was a garbage device, and I shouldn't say it like that. It wasn't a garbage device. I was disappointed in the cameras. I'll be fair, because the software on that thing was good. The phone overall was good. It's just that I'm passionate about the cameras, and if I want to vlog and I don't want to take a camera with me, my phone should be able to handle it. And that is where the S21 comes in. The S21 has great cameras, man. I mean, just look at the footage. This is the device sitting on a tripod, the rear cameras right now, talking to you with it. No microphones, no nothing. I just have the doors to my office closed, and that's it. I'm just sitting in the room. So I think these cameras are to be reckoned with. I think they're fantastic for video. Again, photos could be questionable because people edit in post and things like that. And you can edit video in post, but I just prefer to give you the video as it's coming out of the device and then put it on here so you can look at it. I think that's the best way to give consumers, not techies, I think that's the best way to give consumers a look at what they're purchasing. Or if they're waiting on pre-order or something like that, or they just undecided or whether or not they want to get it or not. Yeah, these cameras are great. Now let's talk about the Ultra for a minute. So the reason I'm considering getting the Ultra, and I want to answer a question that someone put in another video, hey, what did you trade in to get your S21? Absolutely nothing. I didn't trade in anything to get this phone. This phone is $799. So, and to me right now, I think it's kind of worth $799 just based on the cameras the experience I'm getting with the cameras and the software and everything, and just the overall, I like the camera upgrade from the S20. Now the Ultra, I went on record and did a podcast and said they're probably DOA. No one, if you have an S20 or a Note 20, or if it's not a Z Fold, just skip it. But since I'm a man of my word and I'm honest, I went on ahead and bought the S21 because I got intrigued by it. I wanted to see these cameras, and I'm glad I got it. Now, as far as the Ultra goes, what's intriguing me to get the Ultra is that two things. I can get my old iPhone 8 back there, 64 gig, turn it in to Best Buy and get $300 and buy the Ultra right now. I can leave this video right now, cruise over to a Best Buy around the corner and grab me an unlocked silver or matte black Ultra and trade in that phone and get $300 right there on the spot. Or I can send it to Samsung and wait for it to ship to me in a couple days and get $350 plus my military and get $100 gifts to buy cases with it as well. So that's a huge thing. So obviously the better deal is to just wait a few days and get it from Samsung. But another reason I would consider sending it to Samsung, the $350 for the iPhone is really good, but I could actually get a custom version of the Ultra, which is something that it takes a month or so for them to make it, 4 to 5 weeks. I could see my ship date, and it won't ship for another month, but I'm patient. I've waited a month for a screen protector before, so I'm cool with that. And I don't always buy, nowadays, I don't always buy at the beginning when it's something new's coming out. I don't always, pre-order. I haven't done a pre-order. Oh man, I haven't done a pre-order and I don't know when. So for those people that said, Jay, you're going to cover the Ultra, actually, I'm going to be upfront and honest. I do want to cover the Ultra now because I like this phone right here. I like the cameras. And no, I won't trade this phone out just to get that because, why? I wanted to see how, I want to see both side by side. So, but the Ultra is on my radar now. And thanks to these phones' cameras, I think they're really dope. So I'm going to close out the video with the front camera. I know I said I was probably going to close it out with this rear camera, but I want to switch back to the front camera to give you an end on this so you can see them side by side again. All right, let's do it. All right, so this will just be quick. I just wanted you to see a real snippet real fast, back to back, so if you notice any big change in quality. Don't worry about what's showing in the background. This is where we'll have the camera positioned. But nonetheless, this is the S21, and I'm truly a fan of these cameras. Like, I really like these cameras. So we shall see how this works out. A vlog from the phone itself, about the phone. What better way to show it to you? All right, well, I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what you think in the comments about the photo quality and the video quality. And should I go ahead and pick up the S21 Ultra? Custom, or just go around the corner and get it, or just wait, get my free goodies from Samsung? What do you think? See you in the next one. Take care.